reminded me of my humble beginning as well. A young boy, a village boy from Accra, sat the common entrance 3 times. Why 3 times? In the village, people were scared, or students were scared, even to choose the so-called famous schools. So the first common entrance, when I was in Form 2, I passed, and I was supposed to go to Dunkwa Ofin. My father was a teacher in Kumasi. When he heard Dunkwa Ofin, Honorable, forgive me, that's where he's from. My father said no. The second time, Form 3, I chose Asim Mansu. When I passed, he came back and said, no, you cannot go to Asim Mansu. So why? I didn't understand. Then, when I was in Form 4, he came all the way from Kumasi to fill the common entrance forms. And there were 3 choices: first choice, second choice, third choice. And he wrote first choice at the Standard College, second choice at the Standard College, third choice at the Standard College. So, a village boy, I didn't understand why my father was insisting on the Standard College. So, I finally got admission to Accra College. And when I went there, the first day, I took my trunk and chop box. I took a taxi from Cape Coast, because that time from Asim Fosu to Cape Coast today, because of the road, the nature of the road, it takes you about 45 minutes. That time, a champion's time, 45 minutes, that time was 4 hours. The road was so bad, it was so dusty. When I got to Accra College, and I was taking my trunk and chop box from the taxi, a senior saw me and called me, hey, come here. I went, then he asked me, what is your name? I said, Kennedy Agyapong. Where are you from? No, I was fortunate not to have mentioned Asim. I said, Asim Fosu. Why unfortunate is that even Asim Fosu, he didn't know where Asim Fosu was. So he asked me, where is Asim Fosu? Far from home. You know, I only had to give description. And when he saw my face, my hair, the black hair was brown because of the road. He looked at me and said, you are what? Kennedy Agyapong, a fumo. In the class, you know, we had students from Radiant Way Association, Morning Star, all kinds of international schools in Accra and Kumasi. And that village boy, I was tall, so I was behind. Any new master who comes to the class will ask everybody to introduce himself. And when it gets to me, all these young guys will turn around. When I mention my name, Kennedy Agyapong, a fumo, anu blofu cheme. They were teasing us, those of us from the rural areas. But with hard work, here we are today. So I see myself in reverence. And I got opportunity to come to Accra because fortunately my father and my mother divorced. I say fortunately, because if they had not divorced, I would have been at the syndrome today. But you know, my mother came to Accra, married a new man, and I had the opportunity to come to Accra. And what my mother was doing was trading. She was trading just here. It's not too far from here, Okanshi. And what I normally do after school, I was in Form 3 when I came to Accra. I would select some of the items that my mother was selling in a box. And I can walk from Okanshi to Kokomlemle, Challenge Bookshop, that's where we live. I can walk from Okanshi to Bubuash, hawking on the street. Yes, pick a chocolate, that nazet, yes, bro. Yes, pick a chocolate, that nazet, yes, bro. Those were the items on the board. So when I see my beautiful lady here, I will approach her, say, yes, speaking. I remember one night, we come home around 5 to eat, then we go back 6:30 because Kokomlemle, Adabraka, and Circle, there were so many hotels. And I remember one of them, Princeway Hotel. One night we went to Princeway Hotel, and you know, those days they had blue lights. Yeah, disco lights. And there was a lady, there was a guy chatting you know, some ladies, and we went there. Yes, so she got annoyed and reported to the owner. I stepped out. My stepbrother was not fortunate. He's called Opong. Now he's a reverend minister. And he actually beat the hell out of him. Yeah, because, you know, when I'm running John, he's spoiling somebody's connection. So we went through all this. After Form 5, I went to Winneba Secondary School from Asabe College. When I was in 6th form, I was selling Peugeot parts. I'll go to Nigeria, bring Peugeot parts by road. We come all the way to Badagry to Lomi and Dawomi, then Lomi, Aflao, and Accra. And the spare parts dealers were around at Abraka here, behind Nigeria Airways. That's where I had my customers. And I'll go and do business. Until I went to Germany. In Germany, I was washing plates. I managed to go to America and started working at the bakery, Zaro Bakery. I graduated to get another job, gas station, the filling stations you have here. So I have 2 jobs, Zaro Bakery and a gaseteria, gas station. We continue. Then I bought my first taxi. I became a taxi driver. And within 7 months, I had 8 taxis. They were driving for me. Because every day, those days, I was saving $100 a day. So 30 days, whether Monday to Sunday, no day, I don't break.
No resting day.
I save $100 a day.
A day.
$3,000 a month. Then I'll go to auction and buy a taxi, Chevy Caprice or Chevy Impala. And in America, if you are driving those days, if you are not careful, you'll be shot easily. So they normally put a bulletproof as a partition between the driver and the passenger. So I'll buy this from Camden Town in New Jersey and do the insurance, the partition. Then I'll give the car to the driver. The driver pays $40 a day and 7 days. I don't want no stories. If you are coming to give me a story, it means the car has broken down and it needs to be fixed. If you don't tell me this, no excuse. $280 a week. You know, so with 7 taxis, including mine, which was 8, I bought my first house for my mother at East Legon. At that time, I gave the money to Azuma Nelson and his manager, Mr. Asa. That time, they had thrown out my stepfather and my mother from their residence, where Jubilee House is. It was the Brewers Quarters.
Sure.
And they moved them. So when I heard of it, I had saved $16,000. So I gave it to Azuma Nelson and his manager to come and make a deposit. And Mr. Assad did very well.
God bless him.
He actually went around with my parents to look for a house for them. And the cost was $24,000 in 1988. So when he called me and said, well, I have a place for your mother, I sent the $8,000 as well. So my first house in Ghana here was 1987. I was 27 years.
Wow.
I'm sharing this with you to give you encouragement that sky is the limit. And whatever you dream of and take action with it, trust me, one day you'll be somebody. Nobody is born entrepreneur. It's never true. But it is an individual's vision, individual's ambition, individual's dream that will make you become an entrepreneur. So what should be your dream and your strategy? I give you 4 and 5. 5 areas. And I've given it acronym called GOSPA. G stands for goals. O stands for objectives. S stands for strategy. P stands for planning. And A stands for activity. This should be a dream for any of the students here who wants to become an entrepreneur. Then I'll give you, before I come to the practical, let me give you or do a little academic exercise with you. You need, if you want to be an entrepreneur or entrepreneur, you should have certain qualities. And there are 7 qualities. Which are 1, vision. 2, courage. 3, integrity. 4, humility. 5, foresight. 6, focus. And 7, cooperation. Let me touch upon each a little bit. Is the one who foresees the future and how it becomes to him. And I'm saying that, look, I have a vision. My vision is my dream. That one day I want to own businesses. And how I'm going to get these businesses done. I have to look into the future. I have to look for opportunities. Areas that are empty or you have vacuums. You fill those vacuums with your dreams. When we are able to do that and say that I was born and bred from a poor home, but I always made sure I turned around my negatives to be blessing. My negatives in life always gave me a challenge. When I fall, I say that I'm not going to fall again, and I'll rise up. This is how you have to psych your mind. The vision will come with a lot of challenges, but you need to be courageous. That's the second point, courageous. Who are those people who have the courage? The ones who have the courage are the ones who are ready to take risk. Risk. The future belongs to those who are ready to take risk. The future does not belong to those security seekers. Who are those who can take risk? I can see this room because I smell money all the time. I smell money all the time. And therefore, wherever I go, I look at the environment, the atmosphere, and say to myself, like Reverend said, the vacuum. And I fill the vacuum. You might not know your profit today, but you take advantage of the situation and invest in it. You are better off than the one who will always have money and go and put it in treasury bills. They are security seekers because they don't want to lose their money. They want a bank to manage what they have for them at an interest so that they'll be safe. Trust me. They will do well by taking care of their daily needs, but they cannot go up there because they are afraid to take risk. So those who take risk going to be the entrepreneurs and we'll invite managers. There's a difference between an entrepreneur and a manager. A manager is the one who puts management together to run the business. An entrepreneur is the one who has the creative mind. Friday, I'll be in Kumasi. And July, I'll be in Kumasi again. For the July one is Apia Binka something.
Use me, Daddy.
Yeah. You are the future of this country.
Yes.
And we want to collaborate. We are the first technical institutions to invite me. I want to challenge all of you here. I want young men and women with innovations. Whatever you develop here, if I see the future in your project, I'm fully funded. When we have opportunity, you see, I see that VC is an academician. But VC, you have to smell money. You know what? Even in the church, when you go, the pastors, the bishops, they all put their problem before you, before they even allow you to go. When we were in the boardroom, I was expecting BC to tell me the challenges before we get here. I have some business partners in Dubai. And they always donate equipment. To some of the African institutions. From here, I'll call them and tell them that I've identified the university When they say yes, I will personally buy the ticket for us, and I will go for you and your transfer students to go and inspect the equipment. Again, TVET and COVID, Amstel, all those equipment, I can tell you, I supply them. So I know the Indians, I have them. Last week they were here to hassle me for the rest of their payments. You know, so all those, as I speak, I have an engineer installing all those equipment in the various schools. So as for technical education, if I'm the president of this country, and this, you know, I just live across villa number 12. I could have crossed to this side. But protocol is, hey, Honorable Kennedy Agyapong is on the street. So I had to, you know. So let's have collaboration. And we see how best we can also promote technical institutions. So all I would say is, the organizers, thank you very much. Hey!